Today we're going to dive into something really beautiful, a morning litany. But we're not just going to look at it as a text. We're going to treat it as a practical guide for completely reframing your entire day. We'll break down how this one simple practice can shift your whole perspective before your feet even hit the floor. And it all starts right here with this one simple idea. This moment, right now, it isn't something we're owed. It's an unearned grace. This isn't about some grand gesture. It's about the radical idea that just waking up is, in itself, a miracle that we can be thankful for. So the very first thing this litany asks us to do is to intentionally create a space of quiet. It urges us to do this before the noise of life begins to pull at our attention. This creates this really crucial buffer between being asleep and all the demands of the day. And what's so great is how simple this is. First, you just pause. Before you grab the phone, before you check your email, before you start making plans, you just stop. Then you acknowledge this moment. Not what happened yesterday, not what's coming tomorrow, but the very breath you have right now. And finally, you just offer a simple, powerful thank you. And that's it. That's the start. Now, this is where it gets really powerful. The language here, it's so active. This isn't about just hoping you'll feel grateful. It's a conscious declaration. Gratitude isn't framed as some fleeting feeling that might show up if you're lucky, but as an intentional decision we get to make, and it sets the tone for everything else. Okay, so once we've acknowledged the day itself as a gift, the prayer guides us to turn our attention inward. It prompts us to take stock of the fundamental resources we carry with us every single moment: our mind, our body, and our spirit. And I love this part because the method is it's brilliant. It takes these really common struggles, feeling weak or scattered or heavy, and it reframes them as opportunities for gratitude. So instead of focusing on feeling weak, you choose to be thankful for the strength you do have. It's this powerful mental shift from what you feel is lacking to what is actually present. And this line, wow, it just captures that spirit perfectly. We're not asked to pretend we feel strong when we don't. Instead, we're invited to be thankful for the strength that exists, even on the days we feel weak. It's such a profound acceptance of our own humanity. All right, so we've looked inward. Now, the prayer asks us to expand that circle of gratitude, to look outward. It guides us to recognize the whole web of relationships and even the unseen forces that support and protect us. And, of course, it starts with the people closest to us, right? Our family, our friends, the people who lift us up. It's a moment to intentionally bring these people to mind and really truly acknowledge the vital role they play in our lives. Okay, but then we get to this part, and, this might be one of the toughest, but also one of the wisest parts of the entire prayer. It suggests that our greatest teachers are sometimes our greatest challenges, reframing conflict not as a burden, but as this unexpected lesson in patience and strength and growth. Then the gratitude goes even deeper into things we can't even see. Think about that for a second. It introduces this fascinating idea of being thankful for the problems we never had, for dangers we never saw, or the doors closed that were actually for our own good. It's gratitude for a protection we were completely unaware of. So we've grounded ourselves in gratitude for the present and the past. But what about the future? What about the day ahead? The prayer confronts the anxiety of the unknown day ahead head on. It really just asks us to be honest. What are you carrying into this new day? Hopes, for sure, but also worries, anxieties, that meticulously crafted to-do list. We're invited to just acknowledge all of it. And the answer it gives us is this word, surrender. Now, that can sound a little scary, right? But this isn't about giving up. It's an active exchange. You consciously release the weight of control, of expectations, and all that anxiety to intentionally replace them with trust and with faith. And this right here is the line that makes it all possible. It's an admission that we don't have to have it all figured out. We can show up with our fears and our uncertainties and trust that we don't have to carry the weight of the day all by ourselves. So you see, this prayer is so much more than a 5-minute ritual. This final part is really a blueprint for carrying this mindset of gratitude and trust into all the hours that follow. It actually breaks it all down into these 5 really clear, actionable choices for how we're going to live out the rest of the day. So the question becomes, how are you going to walk today? How will you speak, move, respond, and love? The litany gives us a guide. And when you have this kind of perspective, it's like you're equipping yourself for, well, for anything the day throws at you. By being thankful in advance for provision, for strength, for peace, guidance, and hope, you're basically building a mental and spiritual toolkit to handle whatever comes up. And let's be real, this isn't some magic charm against difficulty. The day might still challenge you, it might stretch you, it might absolutely test your patience. The point isn't that difficult things won't happen. The point is that your anchor, your fundamental practice of gratitude, that stays the same. And it all comes back to this. This is the ultimate grounding takeaway, the simple truth we can return to again and again. In moments of joy, this is our response. And in moments of challenge, this is our anchor. Thank you for today. It's the beginning and the end of the entire practice. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. How might your day, your perspective, your sense of peace, how might it all truly change if you began and constantly returned to this simple, powerful truth?